Welcome to Level 1 Restoration Behind the Scenes. We're out in the alley today with a 69 Hurst convertible. There are two of these cars in existence. Most Oldsmobile guys know there was a third car. It was destroyed in 1969. And so they made these other two cars actually. That first car was early. These two cars were made like in June or July of 1969. And they have a pretty famous history. I don't need to go over all that today, but Linda Vaughn and all the girls, and they went to all these races. It was a great thing. So very historic car here. We had the pleasure of restoring the other car for the Brothers Collection back in 2012, I think that was. But anyway, what we have here today, what we're doing, this car had been in a long-term ownership in Iowa, and that guy passed away within the last year or so, and it was willed to a friend of his, and that guy ultimately sold this car, and I was able to work a deal on this car. There was a lot of back and forth, and it took a while. A lot of guys were looking at it, but I was able to get the deal done for a new customer of mine down in Florida. They're putting together a pretty neat car collection. And the kid, Anderson, a really nice young man, is really the driving force behind these cars in the collection. He's very enthusiastic. It's really awesome to see a teenager that has a lot of knowledge and passion for these cars. But what we're doing today, we're getting this ready to go to the Muscle Car and Corvette Nationals. We sent all the trim out to be polished. We dry ice blast the underneath of it. We will ultimately do a restoration on this car. We made a repair to the front seat. Let's see, the trim, the seat, a battery. We had to find a single Hurst's wheel for the spare. Just a handful of little things to tidy it up before the show. So it could be out on display. Hadn't been seen out in the public for 20 plus years, I'm gonna guess. And but we wanted it to look pretty good. We didn't spend a lot of money on it. The trim and those things, that will always stay with the car, so it won't need to be restored one day when this car ultimately gets restored. And the other really cool thing we did to this car, like the other Hurst's convertible, we made the platform and the shifter and the T-handle and all that really awesome stuff that these cars had back in 1969. And we worked with a guy, Frank Peterson, Frank and Kay Peterson. You've heard about him if you've watched the channel. Frank was an off-road and Pikes Peak hill climb racer, Oldsmobile guy all the way. He won the Pikes Peak hill climb in 1970 with his Toronado, which we have a video on that if you want to check it out if you haven't seen it. But Frank's, I don't know, somewhere up in his 80s. He's still one of the best fabricators you can find around these parts, but wonderful people. And we won't have that shifter. We only had about a month to work with. We won't have it done for this show, but I'll finish it. Frank will finish it. We'll paint it and package it all up really nice and send it down to these guys so it can be on the car, on display down in Florida. So we really hope you guys come out to the Muscle Car and Corvette Nationals and have a look at this car along with 15 other cars that are leaving this shop this week for the Muscle Car and Corvette Nationals in Chicago. So come and say hi, look us up. Thanks for watching.